All right. I think if we've got everything working properly, we should be live now. Don't mind my bowl of cereal in the background rustling around. So, yeah, this is going to be different for me. This is not something I do or have done in the past, but I thought it's something that we're going to start probably doing once a month, depending on feedback from people, and just kind of deciding where we're going to take that from here. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where this kind of leads and how this turns out. So, first, we've got promote me. It's interesting. Yes. So, not necessarily going to promote you, but I will let you know that you are able to head over to our community Discord and you can share like your YouTube videos, your whatever you want to share there. There are some rules, so be sure to follow those over there. But we also have a really nice community hub page. I'm going to actually pull that up right now and show you the community hub. We recently did have to turn the Discord off, and as far as the ability to post, and then we ended up updating that. So we have that updated. So let's see, camera. There we go. So we can see here that we also have, the ability to do some post here. You're from Pakistan? Well, thanks. Thanks for tuning in. That's awesome. Um, yeah, if you guys don't mind sharing where you're from, that'd be really neat to see where everybody else is coming from. But yeah, you could definitely go in here and create a post. So you could do a new post and just tag it with self promotion. The only thing we're asking is that you don't, of course, I forget that. Let me transition there. I apologize. So here we go. You can see this now. You can actually go in here into the Discord and make a post. There are some guidelines in here. But the one thing with self-promotion, just don't promote the same thing over and over and over again. So if you're promoting like a live stream, just once a week is all that we ask. Just don't go over that. But if you're promoting like YouTube videos and stuff, don't promote your same video multiple times. But yeah, feel free to promote your new videos and stuff like that in there. Like I said, this is kind of a revamp of what we used to do. And I think this is going to probably work out a lot better. So yeah, there is that. So let's go back and let's see. Is there anything else in here? Community Hub. Let's see. Reaper. Hi. Hi, Reaper. Welcome to the stream. Community Hub is actually dope. More Discord should use it. Thank you, CJ. I like that. It's awesome. This guy is so cute. Thank you, Mr. Tristan. And it looks like CJ is from the US. All right. So essentially the way this is going to work, any questions that you have about technology, live streaming, content creation, I know a little bit and sometimes a lot about a bunch of different things in this kind of field, and definitely technology. I work in the technology field as well. So if you have any pressing questions that you think of, just go ahead and let me know, and I will try my best to answer those for you. So yeah, just let us know if you have anything that you want me to try to tackle. If not, then we will probably start looking into some other stuff like the community Discord a little bit more, if that's something you guys want to see, or we can just start talking about content and what you guys are actually interested in watching, because that is something I'm very interested in. I don't want to make YouTube videos that you guys don't want to watch. So if you've got any videos in particular or softwares or things that you want to see content on, let me know, because I am definitely open to, that kind of feedback. So be sure to comment. That's what this is exactly for. It's for me to have a dialogue with you guys, and you let me know what you need help with and like what kind of stuff you'd like to see. Because if there's something that I can't necessarily cover in this live stream, because it's going to be more in depth, I definitely don't mind trying to answer that over on the community Discord. I don't mind you promoting, your stuff over there as well. But I definitely don't mind also setting aside some time and deciding to make a video on it if it's going to be a pressing issue or something that a bunch of people actually have a question about. So be sure to let me know that. That's helpful for me and hopefully going to be very helpful for you as well. So yeah, that's what we got right now. Let's see. I hate trying. Let's see. Let's get to this message. I hate trying to understand how to have quality audio like yours. Any tips for me? Blah, 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 blah. how to make that simple. Yeah, so whenever it comes to audio, CJ, that is something um, that can be difficult with OBS, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Um, please give me a second to get OBS open. And OBS can be a little iffy with running two instances. So um, let's hope it plays nice. And there we go. All right, so I've got this open. Put it over here and camera. There we go. Hey, we're learning today, guys. That's what we're doing. We're learning. All right, so we can see that we've got an instance of OBS open here. I'm going to hide your question for a second, CJ, and we're going to look at the audio mixer. So let's go ahead and add in an audio source. So for audio source, I'm probably just going to select the microphone I have now and apply. Yeah, so whenever it comes to audio, what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep the audio meter between essentially this kind of section right in here in the yellow. That's really the sweet spot, because if you get too far into the red, especially whenever you make a loud sound, you're going to do what's called clipping, and you're going to get too high. That means you're going to get to the end of this bar here and your audio is going to get distorted. To fix that, it's actually very simple. One, you can turn the gain down on your microphone. That's easy, but you don't want to necessarily just turn this volume slider up or down. You also have the ability to do that in your Windows like control panel settings for your microphones and devices like that. You can definitely adjust it there. But if it's working for you well in other programs and it's not clipping, then I would definitely suggest turning it down here. You can do that by adjusting the slider or going to the advanced audio properties and turn the volume down here. But yeah, as far as getting those to work properly for you and get better audio, what I would recommend is doing actually a few things. So you would right click or just click on this here, and you'll probably want to start messing with some filters. There's actually some pretty decent built-in filters into OBS, and they've actually added the ability for VSTs. So if you know what VSTs are, they're normally used in like DAW or audio editing programs, digital audio workstation, I think is what it's called. And you can add those in and add some really neat effects. If you wanted to add like auto tune to your stream, you can do something cool like that. But what you're really going to want to mess with is stuff like a compressor, most likely, and a limiter. Now, if you have a lot of background noise, there is the ability for noise suppression. So definitely try that out. There is actually quite a few of these now. NVIDIA seems like they've added some more, or OBS has added more support for some of these things from NVIDIA. So you can go through here and add these in for sure. And remove some background noise. That will fix a lot of problems. A compressor is going to kind of squish that audio down. So that audio that we're seeing there on that waveform or that line here, if you've got audio that's like sometimes like way down here and then sometimes way up here, you probably need a little bit of compression. So definitely mess with this. Whenever it comes to compression, you probably don't have to mess with anything really other than the ratio and the threshold. For the ratio, typically for recorded audio, you don't want to get up over probably like 4 or 5, but for live streams, there's already a lot of compression. So you might be fine anywhere in here. So this is just the ratio at what it's going to squish the audio to. And then you'll adjust the threshold based on how loud or quiet your audio is. Like every single setting in OBS or any program, I always highly suggest that you go in and you test these settings. So just do like a recording or something and record locally and see, does your audio seem like it actually sounds better? Because that's something you can figure out with that. If you also want to just hear it live, which sometimes can be a little disorienting with the delay, you can actually go here and set that to monitor and output. And what that's going to do is it's going to actually let you hear yourself back through your headphones if you have headphones or your speakers. I don't suggest the speakers. It could probably get a little, problematic with the audio. There we go. And the last thing I would recommend is probably a limiter. So the limiter, I can go back to filters. So you go to filters and then we would probably add a limiter as well. So the limiter, you just select that and you select the range at what you want it to, the threshold to be. For most recorded content and live streams, you'll probably want to set it around -6 and it's set to that natively. So that will probably do it for you, CJ, as far as getting your audio to sound better. Now, one thing that graphic design people, I guess not graphic design, but visual effects people and people that work in the audio industry will say is sometimes, and this is so not a professional way to say this, but sometimes it can almost feel like you're polishing a turd whenever you have something that's that bad. So definitely make sure your microphone audio that's, coming in through the microphone, whether that's you got a lot of echo or stuff, a lot of these effects and filters can actually make your audio sound quite a bit better. But if your audio's too bad already, they're not going to do much to actually fix it. So try to make sure you got good microphone placement and, just try to make sure that your microphone's not too loud or too quiet. So those are kind of the what am I trying to say? This is not a recorded video, chat, so we can't pause like this. So yeah, those are my tips on that. One other thing I would recommend, I do have a video that kind of talks about the different types of microphones, condensers and dynamics mainly. So if you've got a big open room and there's a lot of reverb of audio bouncing around, you're probably going to want a dynamic microphone like what I'm using now. It's mainly only going to pick you up here. The further you get away from it, it's probably not going to sound near as loud. So there you go. So there you go. There's your audio stuff for you there. Let's see. Best editing. Let's see. Best editing software, PC or mobile? Well, it really depends on the quality of the computer and whatever you're working with. So, for example, if it came down to video editing, the best editing software for PC, I would probably say right now is DaVinci Resolve. They have a free option. For most people, the free option is going to be perfectly fine. If you want some more advanced features, they have a studio version. It's a one-time payment. Obviously, Adobe Premiere Pro is a really good editing program. And from what I understand, Vegas as well is actually becoming very, very decent at this point in time. So that's really nice to see. One other thing I would recommend as far as video editing software is actually built into Windows now. I don't know what kind of computer you have, but if you do have a Windows machine, I would actually recommend trying out this program here. And I'm not signed in, so it's not going to work for me, but I will show it for a second. Is Clipchamp by Microsoft. This is actually a very solid editing program, and it has a free plan, and I think you can even export up to 1080p inside of it, and it's very easy to use, has a bunch of templates, and something I'm probably actually going to be making a video on soon. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely take a look at that. For mobile, it depends on the device you're using. I don't have much experience with editing with mobile devices for video editing, so that would be something I would suggest you probably do a little bit more research on and try to see if you can figure that out. I do know, I believe it's like iMovie or something on iPhones is actually one of the most decent ones that are out there. And now that I do think about it, I'm fairly certain DaVinci Resolve, that one I was talking about a second ago, does have the ability to edit on iPads now. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Yeah. Thanks. Love you. Hey, appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, there we go. We got any more questions? And any of you that have asked questions before, feel free to ask more questions. Like I said, I'm here to help you guys. If we only get 3 or 4 people in here asking questions, that's fine. I'm going to answer your questions. I set aside time today to answer any questions that you have. And maybe we'll see if this is something we can get some more people on board with tuning into, and we'll definitely, be doing more of these streams. I'm thinking once a month, but you guys let me know if you want to see more frequency of these, maybe twice a month. That's something we're down for as well. All right. Let's see. We've got 8 people in here. If anybody has any tech, streaming, content creation, any kind of questions whatsoever. Oh man, this is a good one. This is a very good one. Who do I have in the Super Bowl? Well, I don't know your fandom here, but I am going to have to say that from the AFC Championship game that I watched, I'm not going to say rigged. I'm just going to say that was a little interesting, but I would have to say Patrick Mahomes with a good, ankle. I think it was a sprained ankle. If his ankle's good, which he's had 2 weeks, I might have to take Kansas City, but I'm just, I don't know. Don't hate me. I'm not a fan of either team. Just let that be said. So there we go. We have any other questions? And like I said, feel free to ask these and I will get to them. I'm just going straight down the list. So if you ask a question and I'm in the middle of answering it, it seems like I'm going to be like another minute or two in it. Feel free to ask your other question or somebody else ask a question and I will get to it right after I get done with a previous question. Fair pick. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, we'll see. I do think it's very interesting. It's the first time there's a Super Bowl with two brothers playing each other, which is really neat. So, all right. Well, like I said, feel free to keep asking questions. I'm going to go ahead and plug the Discord because obviously the Discord is something I really want people to push over to because whenever I'm not doing streams like this, I will definitely try my best to help answer your questions over here for sure. So let's see. You can do self-promotion, post your streams, and we've got tags and stuff in here. So if you wanted tech help, we got a bunch of different things in here that you can post to. We also have the ability to select your role. One thing that we're going to be doing soon is we use, I think, Me6 or Me6, whatever you want to call that, for our moderation on the server. That's the word I'm looking for. So what I'm essentially going to be doing again, which it does cost money, which is the reason why I stopped, because there was a little hiatus where the Discord server was kind of shut down due to spam, but that seems to be resolved, is we're going to go ahead and add a ability if you have your Twitch linked. I think it only works with Twitch. If you have your Twitch actually linked to your Discord account, whenever you go live, it's actually going to bump you up to the top of this list. So it actually promotes your stream just by being in the Discord server. You won't even have to make a post, which I think is going to be really, really neat. Let's see. Looks like there's another post. I saw one. I don't know where that went. But yeah, we can see that there is an example of stream promotions. You can just go in here and, kind of link your Twitch, YouTube, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to bore you with the rules. If you decide to jump in there, you can definitely do that. We have an update section of where we update the Discord and just keep people up to date, obviously. Server information. So we've got links to all of our different platforms. And we also have a bunch of free stuff. So if you guys haven't seen our other videos of where we talk about like free transitions, free music and stuff like that, it's on the community Discord. So definitely go ahead and jump on that stuff. Free to use, no copyright, nothing. Never worry about, a copyright strike. Never worry about any other stuff like that. So yeah, let's see. We do have some more questions. Let's see what those are. OBS is very complicated to me. Yeah. I understand that. OBS used to be, honestly, such a small program and not a lot of complication to it. And I've been using OBS since, I'm going to say probably at least 2012 or 2013. So I've actually been using OBS almost a decade, if not a decade. And it's changed a ton since then. They just keep adding in more and more features. So if there's anything in particular that you have a question about with it, let me know. This is the time I can answer it for you. Or if you haven't, be sure to go ahead and check out our previous videos. We have quite a few videos on OBS. I'm actually going to go to the YouTube channel. Got to plug our own videos. That's what we're here for. We're here to plug videos. We're here to help. That is the purpose of this stream. So yeah, we've actually, let's see, we'll just do it by popular. This video right here is one of my more in-depth videos of where I cover like a ton of stuff in OBS. And then there's also this video here. This is a quick start guide. So if you just want to get up and running with it, be sure to check this out. I'm actually going to be updating this video very soon because it is one of the most popular things and OBS changes all the time. So I want to make sure that that video is up to date for you guys. So let's see now. What changes can you imagine AI will have on streaming and content creation in the next year? This is the question. This is the $1 million question, in my opinion. AI is going to change a ton of stuff. if you haven't been keeping up with it, Chat GPT, which it looks like Tristan's actually talking about down here in a second, we'll get to that. Um, is giving the ability for people to generate content and ideas and just do work faster and sometimes even better without even having to know what you're doing. So I definitely see it changing the landscape of streaming, content creation. Um, I see people possibly. I really don't see people losing their jobs. I just see the possibility for more content and faster growth in some businesses. Definitely, I do see the ability for people to possibly lose their jobs, but I think it'll create more opportunity for people as well. Whenever it comes to content creation and stuff, people are going to start writing scripts. People are going to start, generating ideas. It might even help replace stuff like vidIQ and I think it's TubeBuddy. That's like for keyword generation and like analyzing the competition on YouTube. I could see it being useful for that and even just giving you out of the box ideas to make you stand out on the platform, whether that's YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, whatever you decide to, upload content to. So I definitely see having big implications. I don't know yet whether those are going to be good or bad, but I definitely see the possibility of people's quality of content stepping up. It's a very useful tool, and if you haven't seen the video that I made on using it for streaming, it was kind of more of an overview of what it can do for you. Um, and this video was actually a lot of fun to shoot. It was heavily influenced by Chat GPT as well. I kind of asked it a lot of questions about how it could be useful, and there you go. So let's go ahead and see. And CJ said, same here, Justin. Tristan, have you tried using Chat GPT to generate ideas for your channel? Yes. So the way that kind of works for me is I think whenever you're dealing with something like content on YouTube, the way ChatGPT works, just for those of you that might not be initiated with it is based off a learning model that it's trained, and it just trains on like search results and answering people's questions, whether that's coding, whether that is just asking about products, and it can do a ton of things. Don't get me wrong, but I believe the opening for like the data set that it gathered, or the closing of the data set it gathered, ended sometime in 2021. So it's not that relevant to content at times. And the reason being is because, as you may know, YouTube, OBS content like this changes all the time. If I got it to, try to generate me ideas on OBS, that's neat in theory, but it also might be based on a version that's older, so it might not be useful. So for an example, I thought about, hey, what if I decided to possibly make some kind of plugin for OBS? And I went through all the details, and it was teaching me, how to do this, and it was even writing code, which is insane to me. And then I found out it was based on the older API of, or not the older API, the older, I guess, SDK for developing inside of the older version of OBS. So there was a major version of OBS, and a lot of plugins stopped working. So it was based on that older version. So it was completely useless for this. So you can kind of see where you would have your moments of where it's useful and moments where it might not be that useful. But yeah, I've definitely used it. I've entered information in. I've asked it, hey, is there a better way to write this title for YouTube to make it more engaging and interesting, dramatic? Without feeling like clickbait once the person watches it, and give them even a description of what the video actually is about. Yeah, it's a really neat tool, and I think it's going to be leveraged by a ton of people over the next year. Let's see. On the Stream Deck, how do I make a brief video meme play on my green screen background? Ooh, you're testing me. Okay, let's see. I can't tell you that right off the top of my head, but we can definitely try it. Let's give it a shot. Here, I'm going to pull up a green screen because I have one, and we're going to try to make this work live. Okay? Give me just a second. And I am going to mute the microphone because this green screen is squeaking very loudly anytime I open it. So 1 second. There we go. All right, so for the concept we're trying to go for, I think this green screen right here should be fine. What we're going to do is we're going to use my other camera. Thanks, man. Yeah, we are going on an adventure, everyone. All right, so what I am going to do is switch over to camera over PC. There we go. And we're going to turn that comment off. And we're going to give this a shot, is what we're going to do. Can't make any promises live, but we'll definitely give it a shot. So we're going to use my Elgato face cam, and this may mess with the cam link. My cam link's weird. There we go. And then we are going to rotate this. There we go. So we're going to deal with it in this aspect ratio, but we're just going to act like, right? We're just going to act like everything is fine. Oh, this is really weird trying to adjust this. There we go. So we got the green screen there. And what are we trying to do? How do I make a brief video or meme play on my green screen background? Easy. We got this. So let's go web searching. Let's find a meme. Actually, I have got the perfect thing for you guys. Let me pull this up. Let me find this. We're not going to use a meme. We're just going to use a picture of me. And it's a picture of me, I believe, eating a cookie. So you know it's quality. Let's see. It's in here somewhere. There we go. Found it. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this picture here. Yeah, I'm definitely eating a cookie there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this picture of me eating a cookie and we're going to make it show up on the background. And you could do this with anything. Like you could do this with video, media controls, anything. So we're just kind of triggering a source on and off. So we can do that. And if you wanted to, you can actually set this with a delay, and I'll show you how to do that in a second, of where you can actually have it come on for a certain duration of time and actually go away. So yeah, we can definitely do this in while we're live. So it's going to be fun. All right, so I've actually already got the Stream Deck stuff up. So let's go ahead and add in. Were you wanting it to like take up the whole background of where the green screen was, or did you want it to replace the green screen? Kind of let me know. I'm going to roll with it anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in an image. I'm going to name this image. We're going to act like it's a meme. And then I am going to find the location of that file. And I'm going to put it in over there. There we go. So we got that there. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to lock this just so I don't accidentally move it around. And then what we will do is we will go over to the Stream Deck software. Either or is fine. Yeah, so you could do this with videos, whatever you want to do. Actually, let's do this. Let's take the meme. Let's unlock it. Let's make it huge. Let's replace the background actually with it. There we go. We'll put that behind me. We'll do a little chroma key really quick. There we go. We'll adjust it in a second. But there we go. So we got myself behind there. And what we're going to do now is go over here. And then we're going to set up a button on the Stream Deck. So the tool that I would recommend for using this is OBS Tools by BarRaider. You'll be able to find that in the store. I'll drag this over here so you can see this. Wrong window. There we go. So you will want this one right here. OBS Tools by BarRaider. So just install that, and then you'll get, excuse me, all these really nice options here. And then what you could do is I'm looking for it. They have so many tools in here. We're looking for not toggle. It's going to be source, something source. Of course, I'm not going to be able to see it. Browser filter. No, not browser source. Let's see. I'll go down through the list. I apologize. Next scene. Scene switcher. Source visibility. That's what you're looking for. So you'll add source visibility in there. And then what we'll actually do now is we will select the scene that we're in. So I am currently in the tutorial scene. Oh no. It's pulling up the instance of OBS I'm actually using. I had a feeling we'd run into a problem like this. Well, that's gonna stink. Okay, I'll walk you through this anyway. So I can't do it right now, just because I currently have OBS open, another instance of it on my other monitor, and it's pulling the sources and scenes from that. So that's why we can't do it right now. But essentially what you would do is you would go in and you would take this. Let me scale this down for you. So what you would do is you would go over here, you would select this, and your scene name is going to be whatever scene you're in. So it would be scene for me, but these are all the scenes I actually have for the instance of OBS I have open. And then you would select your source. So the source that you would select, so let's see, I can actually toggle on and off my camera. So I am in camera over computer, and then we will set the cam link 4K. So we'll toggle visibility. So you can see now in the live stream, if I press this button, it should toggle my camera on and off. There we go. Yeah, so you can see the camera going on and off. You would just do the same thing for this source. So you would select this scene, which is just called scene, and then the source name would be meme. You would just select meme. And then whenever you press that button, the background would essentially toggle on and off. And if you wanted to get really fancy with it and actually put it on a timer, like I mentioned, what's it called here? Yeah, this is bugged out for me right now. I can't get to multi-action since I last updated. But if you have multi-action inside of Stream Deck, you can actually take a multi-action and drag it out. And then what I would do is I would honestly go through and I would take, what are we looking for again? OBS tools. And then it's down here, source visibility. So I'd do the same thing, which is camera over computer. And you would do the same thing for your meme, right? And then you would add that, and then you could even add a delay in here. So you could add a delay, and you can set it to, well, let's just make it flash. How about that? All right, so if we press this button, I believe my camera will like flash on and off. There we go. It's working. So there is some of the neat stuff you can do with that. I'm going to turn my camera back on. There we go. But yeah, that's kind of a brief way to do it. If you want to see a video on this, or probably like a YouTube short for this is probably what I would do. Just let me know. Yeah, I apologize for this. If you actually have any questions, just post it in the Discord, and I can walk you through it. You can just send me some screenshots if you run into any problems. But yeah, there's kind of how you do that. Unfortunately, the Stream Deck's not cooperating since I have two versions of OBS open at the same time. All right. Let's move along. All right. Do we have any other questions? Definitely answered it. Awesome. Glad to hear. And I need to remove all this stuff from the scene in OBS, or else I'm going to be distracting myself. There we go. I'm going to put the green screen up real quick. Any other questions? Ask them. Go for it. Shoot. All right. Time to get comfortable. Let's see. any other questions? Because I did a lot, at least an hour. So we got 20 more minutes if you guys want to ask some questions. If not, just tell me what kind of videos you guys want to see. There's just an awkward silence right now. Any channel goals for HTT or others in the chat? Ooh, I like that one. Channel goals. Okay. So holistically, I have one goal in mind for How To Tech, and that goal this year is to have one of those silver play buttons right there. So that is my goal, is to have a silver play button on that wall by the end of this year. I don't know. It's ambitious. I know that. But hey, with hard work and some dedication, maybe it can happen. So we'll see. Yeah. So like, for example, the content plan, like I've kind of established one this year. We'll see how it works out. The goal is to try to put out at least 2 full form videos a week, 1 or 2. It just depends on exactly what I'm working on that week. And then also trying to pair in YouTube shorts for stuff kind of like what you were asking, Justin, of where we could have some like interesting and informative, things that people might have questions about, but not make a 5 or 30-minute video on something that can be, done in less than 2 minutes. So definitely stuff like that. Old studio or your new studio? New studio. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if you mean old as in the old, studio I worked in as opposed to this one now, which, both of them were, on my property, house, whatever. So, yeah, definitely. I would love it to be in a new studio, and I'd love to be doing it full time. That would be awesome. Could answer a lot more tech support questions for sure. Yeah, hang up that diamond play button. We'll get to the diamond one too. Was it go silver, gold, diamond? That's what we need. We need 3 of them. Everybody does. All right. I also have some other ideas as well. So if you guys want, this is something I didn't even think about until just now. If y'all have any ideas, for this channel, let me know. And also, if you guys want feedback on your own content, I definitely don't mind doing some content reviews. Once again, I don't consider myself super successful at this. I'm just a tech guy and I understand a lot of this stuff. And everybody has an opinion. I understand that, but maybe I can offer some advice or something you might not have noticed. Maybe just, a second opinion. So if you have any questions about your stream or anything in particular that you might want, looked at on the channel, let me know. It's also, I guess, a way to promote yourself as well if we look at your stream or something like that. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything of that nature, let me know. All right. Let's see. Well, we got 17 minutes, and my goal is not to just sit here and bore you by talking, right? I just want to answer your questions, help you out, kind of pay back the community for being the way you are and helping me out by watching my content. Are you able to remote connect to a computer? Yeah. So, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the ability to just control a computer remotely, or are we talking about the ability to use OBS and control another computer with OBS remotely? Because there is that ability as well. So you could have 2 computers on the same network, and they could be one could be playing a game, and the other one could be your OBS computer for taking some load off of your computer so you can play your games with a little bit more frame rate if you play PC games. Or if you're just talking about connecting to another computer, say at your house or 100 miles away, yeah, I've got solutions for both of those. You just let me know. If you're talking about me remote connecting to your computer to help you, though, unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing that. Just for I wouldn't say reliability, not responsibility, liability. That's the word. Yeah, if you had a tech issue, I wouldn't connect to your computer remotely, but I would definitely wouldn't mind if you like sent screenshots and stuff like that into the community Discord, trying to help you figure out some stuff. But whenever it comes to connecting to somebody's system remotely, I'm not going to be doing that just for liability issues. Because a lot of that software, some people don't know. If somebody connects, sometimes they could set it up with a password or something of where they can just connect again. So in the future, if you ever ran into problems, I don't want, which I'm not saying you would, I definitely wouldn't want to run into this with anybody of where in the future they say, oh, you connected to my computer, now I'm having problems. Or now, somebody just took $100 out of my PayPal. But yeah. Worth a shot, Justin. I respect it. Hey, I mean, you don't know until you ask, but draw the line in some places. But once again, you have any problems with anything, post it in there, or you can even ask stuff right now, and I'll help you out. So I do have a question for all of you. Do you see? Let's see. How do I word this? What frequency do you think you would enjoy this, or do you think this would be useful to you if you wanted like live tech support or ask questions? Because like I said, that's kind of the difference here. I will give you tech support and all that stuff, but I will also, answer your questions if you have any questions. But definitely just let me know. I'm just trying to feel out what you guys want. So let me know. All right. I honestly wasn't too sure if we would get anybody asking questions, so this is awesome. Daily for sure. I don't think that would align with my work schedule or my family schedule. I don't know if they would enjoy after I get off work coming home and immediately offering tech support. I don't know if I could take that. I offer tech support during the day during my normal job, and I don't know if I could deal with doing that. Bi-weekly? Okay. Yeah, I was definitely thinking monthly or bi-weekly. Okay. I do think for more people to jump in and be able to answer more people's questions, I do think bi-weekly on a schedule might work out better. If there's any other days of the week that you think might work better or times, let me know that as well. I'm kind of limited in the sense of 7 o'clock Central Time is going to probably be the earliest I can start streaming most nights other than Wednesday. So just let me know if you guys have any preferences there. Definitely Fridays are out of the question, but maybe I don't even think a Saturday one would be good. I just think too many people's probably got stuff going on. So all right. Let's see. I'm gonna have to figure out some more fun stuff for us to do inside of this. Till we get, enough people in here to keep conversations just smooth and I don't get those awkward moments of where I'm just kind of like, what do I say next? We'll go ahead and maybe try to plan to add an activity or something inside of this. Do you think, let's see, let's click on that. Do you think having a niche is important on YouTube? Maybe that's in terms of what content you do on video or do videos on, a costume or alter ego, etc. That's an interesting one. I do think niche matters. And the reason I say that is because if you want to be successful on YouTube, excuse me, if you want to be successful on YouTube and grow, definitely hitting a niche of where YouTube's algorithm, and it's not necessarily just an algorithm. I made a video talking about kind of the updates for that, but yeah, a niche is very important. It just depends on what you're uploading. Like if you're uploading very viral types of videos, um, that vary a lot in the practicality of like what you would even consider it a niche. Like Mr. Beast, for example, um, most of his are more like almost game show esque. Um, but he's definitely kind of created his own niche, and his videos, while they're kind of different from video to video, they're a lot of them are pretty much the same video in a lot of ways. Um, but yeah, that's a good question. For Twitch having a niche, I think the best thing you can do on Twitch is not specify yourself to a niche. I honestly think the best thing that you can do is probably look at trying to expand your horizons on what you're trying to do. And the reason I would suggest that is just because there's so many people competing on Twitch now. And I've said this multiple times, and a lot of people just don't understand this. It's a lot easier to grow on YouTube creating videos than it is to grow on Twitch streaming. The reason why is because with creating videos, there's quite a bit more effort that goes into it, just because, there's video editing. If you make a good video, and not saying you don't have to do much video editing, you can get away with doing little video editing and still have a good video. Definitely possible. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag. So yeah, I would definitely try bouncing around with content on something like Twitch. I would definitely think about doing that just to kind of give yourself some more possibilities. I guess a good example I have for you is, which I don't stream on Twitch anymore. And the reason I don't stream, I just don't stream anymore. And the reason I don't is because I just don't have the time with a full-time job, family, and other things like the YouTube channel and other activities and stuff that I do. I just really don't have the time to stream regularly. Maybe that will change, especially if we get to something like 100K viewers or subscribers, and get that play button we were talking about. Yeah, then maybe that would change. But yeah, it's whenever it comes down to it, the story, Lord, I'm losing my mind. The story was, I've streamed tons of games. I've streamed Call of Duty, back as early as probably 2012, 2013 on and off. I've streamed Halo. I've streamed other games. And one game that I just randomly started getting a bunch of viewers, on probably about 4 years ago was streaming, Rainbow Six Siege. I just started streaming it, and for some reason, I went from having no viewers to having 3 to 6 viewers. The next night, having 10 to 12 viewers, and then I got all the way up to 30 something viewers for like 3 or 4 streams, and then I stopped because I got busy. So definitely consistency matters, but yeah, mix it up for sure. Alabama Gump, what's up? How you doing? Tristan, how are you liking the new studio? I'm liking the new studio a lot. I'm not sure. What do you guys think about the brick wall? I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe it adds some texture and it looks cool. I don't know. I'm thinking about what I can do with the space. It's quite a bit bigger. It actually used to be a garage and somebody boxed it in. But the problem I am running into is there's not enough insulation in the ceiling, so it gets really cold here in the winter and really hot in here. But other than that, there is a ton of floor space and it's open, and it makes it really easy for creating content. Justin, are you watching The Last of Us on HBO Max? It's a great show. Yes, I am, and it is awesome. I'm really enjoying it. I've never played The Last of Us, but I believe it was the first one I watched. I didn't watch it on Twitch. I watched YouTube videos on it, and I was like, man, if there was like 1 or 2 other games that I really wanted on a PlayStation, I was like, I would not be opposed to buying a PlayStation mainly just to play The Last of Us. But yeah, definitely really good. Bill and Frank. Yes, Bill and Frank, episode 3. How about them? Rest in peace, guys. Rest in peace. Oh, that was a spoiler. Yeah, I don't know. I probably need a spoiler button, don't I? We could set that up with a key press, like we're doing your memes there, Justin. So we could definitely have one for that. All right. We've got about 6 minutes left. If you guys have questions just like that, or if you just want to talk shop about anything, I'm open to it. Like I said, if we ever get to a point where it's more busy in here, we'll probably glaze over those a little bit more. But glaze, great. Yeah, I guess that's the right word. It's been a long day, guys. Okay. Oh, I put that camera back in the frame. Let me move that out of the way. There we go. I do have a question for you guys. I've got one for you. You guys can answer this. So, with running a YouTube channel, there's a lot of things that have. Oh wait, Justin, I'm sorry. I had to stop mid conversation just so I can read Justin's comment. They're dropping the next episode early on Friday to avoid the Super Bowl, and that is an amazing idea, and I'm here for it. Definitely, I know. Oh man, I'm awful. I'm awful. I didn't even think about it. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably set a reminder on my phone, or else I will forget, and then it'll be Sunday, and then somebody will say, "Oh, you haven't watched it yet." Whoa, really? Yeah, definitely. Definitely spoiled that. Digging the grunt style shirt. Appreciate it. Yeah. I am a fan. Hey, I'm American and I'm proud of it. All right. Okay. Any more questions? Like I said, feel free to ask them and I will stop talking about random stuff, so we get those questions. Quigs. Okay. So I have to say this. Quigs has been a friend of mine since like 2011, 2012. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Got any tech questions or stuff like that? Feel free to let me know. Or you can just call me because you know me a long time. All right. So one of the things I was going to mention, hope you do another one of these, dudes. Enjoyed the stream and the chat. Yeah, I appreciate it, CJ. Bro, don't feel bad. I accidentally spoiled in-game for someone. I told them about Iron Man. Oh, I don't feel well. That's rough. That's rough, man. I'm trying to think about what it was. There was what movie was it? It was a movie or a show somebody spoiled for me. I think it was on Twitter. No, maybe it wasn't on Twitter. Maybe it was just like talking. I can't remember. There was something. I feel like it was Harry Potter or something. But yeah. That I also believe. Man, I can't think of it right now. I've had it happen before and I hate it. I always come to you, my friend. Yeah, dude. I understand. I know. Quigs is a real one. Multiple times he's just like, hey, I forgot how to do something in OBS. I watched your video. Maybe one day we can figure out why your PC suddenly deleted Bluetooth. That one is a mystery, and I believe your Bluetooth for your computer is in Pandora's box right now because that one's got even me stumped. Yeah, so any other questions that you have about like stuff like cameras? That's something. Okay, I've got to be real with everyone here for a second. I know this kind of sounds like an ego-ish kind of thing to say, and I'm gonna say it, and then you can 100% correct me if it does or doesn't. I know a lot about a lot of things, particularly because I'm very particular whenever I spend my money, and if I'm going to spend more than heck, even $5 sometimes on something, I want to typically make sure whenever it comes to technology or stuff like that, that I'm getting my money's worth and I'm buying the right product for me. And that is super important. So if you have any questions about cameras, I've done hours and hours of research and even probably days of research into what cameras are good and what cameras are bad and what cameras work well for streaming and content creation and recording. Ask those questions or let me know if you want to see some videos on them because I have a ton of, thoughts and things like that. I just don't know what, specifically you want to see content on. Like this right here. I bought this recently. This is a HDMI monitor that you hook up to like a camera so you can preview the camera's feed and stuff like that. This has been extremely useful. I've started actually using this to be able to put in front of my camera inside of a teleprompter box. It like costs like $50, right? And it just sits inside that teleprompter box and you can look at yourself while looking at the camera lens. It's actually really neat. So if you ever have that problem of where you break eye contact with the camera, or like I'm being distracted and sometimes look down and make sure the live stream's still functioning down here, you could actually make sure you constantly are making eye contact with the camera. Um, and also something really neat is I found out it's possible to take the HDMI out from my computer, plug it into this thing, put it in the teleprompter, and I can read my scripts. Super neat. So that's an interesting piece of technology maybe you didn't know existed or didn't know you might have had an interest in. So if it's something you might be interested in, let me know. Um, and once again, the Community Hub Discord, if you have ideas for videos of stuff that you want to see, post them in there and I'll look into possibly making a video on that as well. And if not, I might be able to just give you information. So there's that. All right, we are at 7:30. I'm going to give it about 3 or 4 more minutes, just kind of as we wind down. If we don't get any more questions, then we'll just go ahead and end the stream. But if you do have any questions in particular about some stuff, let me know. Yeah, we'll probably try to do this again in another 2 weeks. We might try to do it bi-weekly. So maybe not next week, but the week after. You'd actually love to see some camera tips and maybe suggestions for different price brackets. I'd like to upgrade my camera soon and my camera knowledge is non-existent. Ha 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 ha. Or, I mean, that was LOL, but, laughing. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I believe I do have a video where I kind of talk about that a little bit. It wouldn't be an old video. Yeah, it was this one here. So this video is called, I'm going to mute that so we don't hear. And this was actually earlier, well, I guess later last year, of whenever I actually was in the process of moving. So I didn't feel like using my expensive camera. I was like, this is a great video to make. And I talk about why you don't need an expensive camera. You don't really need an expensive camera at all, especially depending on what you're doing. What I talk about in here is that if you're just streaming and you don't plan on investing a lot of money, I definitely don't suggest you invest a lot of money, whether that's YouTube or streaming upfront. I'll be honest with you, sometimes the better the gear, the more settings there are, the more just not fear, but hesitation you have, because you're like, well, that doesn't look as good as the person that I saw did a tutorial with it. So obviously I need to do some more work, or it's just another hurdle that you have to walk through of feeling like you've got something dialed in or you understand what you're using before you go live to Twitch or record a YouTube video or any of that stuff. So that's something to keep in mind, is that sometimes really expensive gear might actually make you feel like you don't know what you're doing or you don't feel comfortable using it. So that's something to keep in mind. There are alternatives like this. They have digital cameras that are with HDMI outputs for sure if you do stream. This is actually a really good camera for, at the time, $596 or $97. That is expensive. Don't get me wrong. I understand it's expensive. I bought one 2 years ago with my tax returns. I did not have the money to just say, I'm going to drop $600 on a camera. I've got a family, and it was actually an investment in the way of like telling my wife, I really think this is going to go somewhere. So can I spend $600 on a camera? And her answer was no. So I spent actually, I think about $400 or $300 on the camera on eBay. There's that. But yeah, definitely check out this video. I talk about it. This right here is an amazing camera. The Elgato Face Cam. And I'm actually going to go to Amazon right now and show you. They even have a 4K version that looks insane. Let's see, Face Cam 4K. Elgato can be weird about this sometimes. Sometimes they don't list their products on Amazon right away. Maybe it's because they make more money by just selling it straight off their website, which is what I would assume. Or no, it's called the Face Cam Pro. That might have been why it didn't show up. This thing is a chonker, guys. That thing is about, I believe, like this big, and it's about that thick. Like it's big. It's like having like 2 or 3 phones wide and then stacked like, I don't know, like 4 of them high. But that's why we can't find them. They're out of stock. But But yeah, this is a really good camera. It's going to give you 4K video, which gives you the ability to reposition the camera in whatever ways that you might want. And it's just a really good camera. How much is it? It's $300. So this is even still an investment in itself. If you're just going to be streaming, this would be a good investment for $300. But I also would say that the regular face cam is really good as well. If you're going to be doing YouTube videos and stuff, I would probably look at the Panasonic camera that I showed a second ago, the G7. But there's also some other alternatives out there. If autofocus is important to you, I would stick more towards Sony. But that's a whole different conversation, you know, getting into all those cameras and stuff. But yeah, if you want to see a more in-depth video with the tier guides and prices and what I would recommend for content creation, whether that's YouTube videos or streaming, let me know. All right. Well, guys, if we don't have any more questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you for everybody that came out and asked questions or just contributed to the conversation. We're going to look at possibly doing these bi-weekly, maybe once a month. I will update that in the community Discord. So if you haven't, let's see, if you haven't been there yet, definitely give it a shot. I'm going to see if I can post that link in here. And wow, that looks awful once it gets the YouTube redirect link on there. Let me try this again. Let me just copy it this way. There we go. Yeah, I guess that hyperlink works. If so, give that a click and go join there, because we'll answer your tech questions and a bunch of other stuff that you might have. So that video ideas that you guys want to see, just let me know. Promote your own stuff in there. Read the rules for promotion and stuff so you don't get timed out or banned. But if that does happen and you get banned, I'm going to tell you right now, you can come into this YouTube live stream and you can tell me, hey, I'm banned. And then I might unban you if you didn't read the rules, because you're pretty awesome if you came in here. Thanks. Talk to you later. Yeah. Thanks, Justin. Thanks everybody else. That's going to be all for this stream. Yeah, like I said, check out the Discord. Check out the channel. If you're not subscribed, I don't know how you got in here, but definitely think about doing that. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.